Well, let's get over this side. Okay, now we're really ready for you.
Hey, Bill!
Hey, Bill!
Where you
He's
been?
holding a water bottle. It's making me nervous.
I don't know where I am.
You know, the last I looked, you were right behind me. You know,
Yeah?
I said hold on to me, and you didn't want to. Well,
I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to grab you either.
How you
good
doing?
to see you, Bill.
Good to see you.
Great to see
Ken,
you, Bill.
good to see you. I will tell you, I've heard a lot about this show, and I've decided that for my own safety, I'm wearing my own safety glasses around you two, because I don't just try. That's it.
Okay.
You've seen some of the segments, I guess.
Yes,
That's right.
definitely.
What are we talking about?
Well, first of all, we're excited to have Bill here. For you folks who don't know, this is Bill
How
Wally.
excited are you, Bill?
Okay. Bill, John is a real thought breaker. Bill is you're the big kahuna, the overseer, the watchdog.
At the risk of my boss watching the show, I'm the director of education and certification.
Don't worry, Rod Oxley never watches these because the sound isn't in sync, so it doesn't matter. He gets lost on that. So.
Long story. I try and put together the training programs that the association offers
Right.
to help our members grow their businesses.
Excellent.
Whether they're hands-on training courses or business courses or management courses, anything the membership needs to help grow their business. And we have in the past 4 weeks introduced courts, template, and installation training, business management boot camp, which is a 2-day intense how to run the front end of your business.
Maybe we ought to take that.
We have brought back the old, there was an old class about 5 years ago on profit and loss, or break-even point. Sorry,
Okay.
break-even point is part of that. Funding employee programs and those kind of things are all in there. We have reintroduced the selling premium services sales training program.
Okay.
That's out in the country. We're real excited. We are currently scheduling the second meeting of the $1 Million Mentoring Program.
Oh, cool. What's that all
The
about?
$1 Million Mentoring Program is really back to the fundamentals of the association.
Does the mentor give you $1 million when you're done, or what?
That'd be
Can
sweet.
I join
That'd
that?
be sweet. What we've done is we've gone back to the founders of the association, a lot of the past board members.
When they're given the $1 million.
Actually, John, in reality, they're probably given more than that.
Wow,
it's
cool.
not in cash. What they're doing is they're agreeing to partner with an up-and-coming business for a 6-month period on a one-on-one mentoring program. Shop visitations back and forth, training
Wow.
programs, conference calls.
It's really valuable.
They're trying to give back to the business.
Great.
It's a huge program.
We keep talking about that, giving back to
Huge
the industry,
program, yes.
always.
It's very huge.
very,
Actually,
very
it's why
important.
I'm here.
Yep.
SpecialtyTools.com and AllAboutTools.live has done so much to help the trade association and ISFA.
No, we appreciate you guys.
That we wanted to come out and talk to you a little bit, see what you're doing, get this really live, not via the internet live.
Right.
Although I think the internet live might be a little safer the next time we do
Ken,
this.
can you moving? Are you moving?
Huh? No.
But
What, huh?
we wanted to come out and talk, and especially as you're the tool benefactor for our courts template and install training.
Right.
I had an opportunity to come to Florida and see you and see your operation, and I wanted to talk about these tools a little bit with you.
Great.
They're fundamentals of the industry, and they really make it work.
Super.
Well, I know these tools for us, and we've talked a fair amount about them, but they represent
Do you want a chair, Bill?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
fine.
Great. Okay.
these tools.
sitting
I
a lot.
sat all the way back from the airport.
Yeah, I did.
He dragged halfway back from the airport. That's why that one training wheel's been up.
That's
His
right,
foot
it's
was
like-
under there.
That's what I was trying to hang on to, actually. And actually, I do have a question. The segment I missed, were you talking about rags?
Yes. You know, there was a
Or
question we had.
rash?
No.
It wasn't road rash.
Road rash
that we're
type,
dealing
totally
with.
different.
Okay.
But you know, really quickly, you had mentioned which rag was it that is better that the guys like on quartz?
Terry cloth.
Terry cloth. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I didn't believe it either. I actually had to try this out. When you get a mark on quartz, it's a little difficult to get off. It's a magic marker or something. It might
Right.
might not be coming off as easy as you think. Even though it's dissolving, you want to use a chemical that dissolves whatever's on the
Right.
quartz product. And the concept is when it's dissolved, you have to suck it up and get it out of there as quick as you can.
Very good.
And the terry cloth fibers tend to do that. better than other rags.
We need to move along in the
Yes,
tools.
we do, because we're going to run out of time.
We're going to run out of
pretty
time here
quick.
real quick. It goes fast.
Bill, why don't you here stand between us? That way,
Is that safe?
no, it is not. It's definitely unsafe, but we'll put you center stage. When you originally, when I say you, ISFA, was originally putting together the class for stone training. And when I say
Quartz
stone,
training.
I mean
Quartz
quartz.
training.
Quartz
yeah.
training.
The quartz training program. We did some work with you folks in helping to put together a good package that you
Yes.
felt was really necessary for people to have, and this really represents that. So we want to take a few moments, because even if you're not attending the ISFA class, if you are looking at getting into quartz or looking at getting into stone, fundamentally these are the tools you really have to have just to do the installation work.
Right,
correct?
for the installation part of
Yes.
it, not the fabricating.
No,
Yeah.
no. Fabricating would involve much more. But anybody doing installation, if they have these basic tools, they should be able to do the work.
They will be able to install a quartz countertop with these tools, and it's important to note that they have to have the tools. If you're
For
a
your
solid
class.
surface, not only that,
Oh,
but
for
to
any,
install.
okay, yeah, exactly, right.
You will not be able to install without this, if not this one, which would be nice for them to purchase.
Well, but with
They have to have the
proper
basic
templating,
tools.
the countertop's going to fit right in. You're never going to have to change anything, are you?
Theoretically, yeah. But
Okay.
the reality is you're going to have to make some slight adjustments.
Okay.
You're going to have to do faucet hole drillings on site. A lot of times that
Right.
happens. 'Cause
Fun job.
customer picks something after the fact. You may have put a little scratch and an edge treatment through shipping or installation. You may have to learn how to buff that out a little bit.
Okay.
The nice thing about this is it's basic. It's not $20,000 worth of power tools to do an
Right.
installation.
Yeah, it's very inexpensive, actually.
It's a very inexpensive program, but you literally have to have them. I would not even attempt to go out to a job site without this basic tool package.
Now, this is the basic tool package here. This is a pro installer's kit with the extra flex unit.
Yes.
So we're looking at the basic kit right here. And tell us a little bit about what these tools are actually for.
Okay. The basic tool is the right angle grinder.
Okay.
You have to have that. It drives pretty much everything else that's here.
All right.
You have to have the right
Now-
angle grinder.
Now this tool here, it's important for people to know, this tool here is a dry tool.
Yes.
This does not run on water. Some tools...
Pretty dry.
Pardon me? You scare me when you do that. This is this is, as you can see, variable speed. It's trigger with lock.
Yes.
And the great thing about this, it has an excellent mechanism for locking the lock nut on. And that
Can I
is-
show this cool handle?
Go ahead, show that handle.
This is a dual-purpose handle. This not only screws into the side, magically it opens up, and there's the two pins to tighten up the blade.
Oh, I thought those were magnets.
No, right there all the
No,
time.
they
Isn't that
tighten the
cool?
blade.
That is cool.
That
I
is
thought they were
really-
magnets for picking up screws
Yeah.
when you drop them.
Actually, this holds on the cutoff wheel. The cutoff wheel is the complete cutouts that maybe were done partially in the shop, and they left some material there for a little bit more strength.
More
and
strength in the...
transportation.
Okay.
It would also be used to connect the dots, if you will, for a receptacle cutout.
Okay.
Do two core drillings and use the saw to back cut
So
and
this
gut
just
it
goes
through.
on there just like
This
a...
goes on here.
You got to have the spacer in there, I think.
Yeah.
That actually has... Yeah.
Yeah, that goes in. The other one goes on top of it, and then that gets tightened down, and you use that to cut.
Okay, great.
Then,
So this would be to do a little shaping or whatever, just a little touch-up work.
yes,
All right. and then that
minimal
fits in
kind of
there.
thing. That fits on, tightens it down. The
Cool.
other nice feature about this tool is there is a shaft lock in here.
Ooh, shaft lock.
Note to self: watch wording. Okay, but that tightens up the saw blade, and we're
Very
good and
good.
ready to go.
Okay.
Takes it
You're
off
feeling my
as well.
pain, aren't
Very
you?
cool.
No, actually, I'm really.
Bill's known me for 15 years.
Really,
so,
Ken, I'm more afraid of you here than I am John right now. John's a known.
It's the quiet
Not that
one.
you're safe. It's just you're a known
it's-
entity I
it's-
can prepare for.
It's the
Ken
quiet
comes out
one
of the
you have to
woodwork.
watch.
The other one, then, and this one always gives me a problem because it doesn't turn off. It just
Okay.
It slides off.
Yeah.
the
You think
other,
you have it down by now.
we mentioned faucet drillings. This is a
Yes.
1 3/8 core bit for drilling. This screws on here as well, and again, you've got that tool.
Does that actually fit on there?
Yes.
Okay, great.
We were going to demonstrate.
Yeah,
this
we are
a
going to
little bit
demonstrate. That's why I
later,
wanted to
so-
make sure it fit.
Now-
But
now
that's
on
okay, you can
this-
take it
But
back off.
that's how that works.
This is a segmented bit.
Yes.
these are the segments, as opposed to a continuous rim,
Right.
Yes.
which would not have these gaps. So they're a little bit different in the different types of core drills. Also, you want to pay attention to whether or not it's necessary for you to get a dry core or a wet core. They come
We
either way.
we do all wet work. Even though we're going to be using a dry grinder on the job site, we're going to use a bottle of water to keep the dust under control for safety and product performance.
Let's get back to that one in
So,
a few minutes because
yeah,
I know
we'll
we're
get
going to
back to
demonstrate that.
You've also got a quick connect here for the rough shaping discs. These would be if you have a bull nose to complete, and this is a neat system. I've shown this to a couple guys in the training, and
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
they've been going nuts because you can
Actually,
change
Paul
the
in our
different
office
grits.
showed me how to put that on today.
This is you get out to a job site and the edge wasn't finished, and you have to turn it into a bull nose. Again, as John mentioned, if you get your template right, the shop does that for you. But we all know the realities of the way things work.
Now, this is marked 120. I'm assuming that's 120 grit. And this is 2436. This must be grits.
Yeah,
and
this
60.
is 60.
Okay, so
They
this is
start
this is
coarse
really
and go
good.
up finer. It's going to hog off the material and get the rough shape.
Okay,
Once
great.
the shape is done, this wheel comes off, and then you go to one of the pads to take the diamond abrasive to do your finishing work. That goes on. This is strictly a hook and loop kind of concept. Run. That was fun. Can we
Yeah.
forget John? Go,
No, that's
I
all
mean,
right.
you can replace John. I'm going to come in here more.
Folks are starting to scare me more and more.
Now, this is a, well, they're neither one.
This one is stiff. That's the flexible pad. And the concept here, if you're doing a flat polish beside a range or a refrigerator, I want as much pad on the material as possible.
Okay.
If I'm doing a profile, a round over or an eased edge or something, then I want the flexible one, again, to keep as much of the pad on the material as possible
Okay.
while I'm doing that. These just
I'm
hook and
assuming
loop
these are
up.
all different grits.
Yes. They're
So-
color-coded and marked on the back.
Okay.
I hope the numbers don't come off because I haven't memorized the colors yet. So I
Okay.
do read the numbers on them
All right.
in the training. They work really well.
Okay.
When
That's great.
I was taught,
And these are dry?
no,
or these
they all
wet?
run wet.
They all run wet.
They all
Okay.
run wet.
Very good.
What we're doing in the training, and it has been working very, very well, is nothing more than a 1-quart plant mister.
Okay.
We need wet. We don't need gallons
Like a pump
and
sprayer.
gallons of water. Either a pump sprayer or even just
Oh,
a
just
garden
a-
mister.
A little
Okay.
mister, a little
Is
mystery ball.
I think
enough.
your hand will get tired after a while. You
Well,
know?
it doesn't take a lot.
Okay.
I've done a 2-foot segment. Actually, I did a class in, where was I? Saturday. Somewhere in New Jersey, Saturday.
all right.
And I ran up through the grits and used less than half that water container
Wow.
to do the polish and took it all the way up through.
What's the brick for?
It's a weapon.
I like
brick,
that.
the brick is sharpening. The saw blade and the core drill need to be sharpened on occasion.
Okay.
Well, sharpened or
Cleaned.
clean.
Yeah,
Clean.
yeah.
What
They
we're
need to
really
be
doing
cleaned.
is re-exposing.
We're
Isn't it nice
re-exposing
to have
diamond.
him to correct
Yes,
you?
It is.
You know, it's
It
great.
is.
That's
I
why-
like my first description of the brick,
Right.
John.
Why can't you clean it with a rag?
You probably could try while the tool's running.
No, seriously. What does it do? Does it the coarseness of this opens up the diamond again?
Well, what happens briefly, and I know Bill
we got to
knows
do
all
this
this,
quickly because
No,
we have
right
5
ahead.
minutes
Yes.
to break.
is
We got to.
when you're cutting with any of these tools, especially when we're talking quartz, where you have very hard quartz and essentially very soft polyester resin. But when you're cutting, the diamonds can glaze over. You can get a glazing
Just
film
take
over
that
it,
from him.
and by using something very abrasive like a brick like this, which is
Can you just
see
use
a
a
lot
brick?
of sand. You can actually use concrete. Concrete's great for
Okay.
that too. The purpose too. But because it is so abrasive, when you penetrate this into it, or same thing with the saw blade, when you glaze over your blade, if you'll run it through the stone,
It'll expose
it cleans off.
expose the diamond.
It cleans off that glazing layer and exposes new diamonds. So, really, Bill is right. You're resharpening the tool.
Here, let me go down and get that for you, Bill. Okay, real quick here. Come on, we're running out of time, and I want to see this. This
core drill.
demo's
Need the core
great.
drill.
Okay.
Okay, what is this? This is cool. Is this for?
Oh, that is a lifesaver.
Actually, you know, it might
It
fit
actually
on top.
has to be on flat areas.
Flat area. Okay.
It looks like
All right.
a religious symbol. Okay, let's see here. Let's move this out of the way.
Yep, going to move that all out of the way. Slide this back.
Yep.
Okay.
well,
Watch this, everybody. This is really cool.
One of the biggest issues people have with core drilling, and I know a lot of people out there with a lot of experience are going to look at this and go, Bill, I can hold that, and I never have what I refer to as skating. This core drill, contrary to a woodworking or a solid surface core drill, does not have a mandrel or pilot hole in the center of it.
Right.
And it's very difficult to hold it straight.
Yep.
I know a lot of guys that can do this 99 times out of 100. They don't have a problem.
Right. What about
But
that 100th time?
That 100th time bought a new countertop.
Right.
Because the quartz, you're not going to be able to repair the damage this thing does. Now, the typical demonstration for Bill, I'm going to try and get it to do what you're not supposed to get it to do. And it probably won't happen.
Okay.
But what you want to do is, if I want to drill a hole here, I have to keep this centered so I don't have any problems with it, which gets interesting. Because it wants to do that, what I call skating.
Okay.
That mark is already too big to be covered by a faucet.
Well, that would be covered by a faucet, wouldn't it?
Let's show.
No?
Well, I've seen guys go 8
Right.
inches across the countertop.
Okay.
That's a lot
And
of
that can be
damage.
a problem.
That's not coming right out.
No, it's not. And it's real ornery. So the solution is, and this does need a little water to get it to stick. I found that out.
Yes.
You need to have the countertop wet to get it
Right.
to stick.
Yeah.
This yellow suction cup device just suction cups down over top of where you're going to be drilling your hole. You get it suction cup down, and then the black discs are different diameter guide rings that snap on the top. So snap that down into position, and then fill up the hole with water.
Okay.
That'll hold the water right around it and keep it from
Now, if you didn't have
flying all
water,
through
could
the
you
house.
pour a Coke in there or something?
Uh,
Or a Mountain Dew?
It
or...
has to be Sprite. It's got to be clear.
yeah, it has to
Oh,
be clear.
it has to
So
be
it'd
clear.
Have to be Sprite
Okay,
or ginger
Sprite,
ale
Mountain Dew or
along
something.
those
Okay,
lines.
that
Yes.
would work. All right.
The core drill goes in,
Oh,
and it's not
slid.
sticking. See, I blend in right with the shell.
There you go. Well, it doesn't always work perfect.
Do you have it too
Yeah,
close
I
to
think
the
you
edge?
have a little too much water.
No, you have to have it full.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Now it's
And
working
that's all I
fine.
need to do. All I want to do
Now you
is
can
get it started. No, I don't want to take it off now.
Okay.
If you will work with me,
Oh, okay.
and actually I
I
don't have an
gotcha.
apron on, so I'm going to ask you
Okay.
two guys to do this.
All right.
While one's drilling, what you want to do without turning the drill on, or the grinder on, find where
Spin it
that
around?
started. No.
Okay.
Find where that little recess is, and then you keep water in there as he's doing
Is
that.
he going
I'm
to
gonna-
drill a hole through our bench and onto the floor?
I wouldn't probably go through, because... John,
really
you
good.
are on the bench,
I-
and
yeah,
we have
no,
1
that's good
minute
enough.
to break.
I
No,
would,
that's fine.
I would, yeah, that was, that certainly does. How about a rag right there, John? Boy, that
Again,
is.
it's
You want a better rag than this?
The terry
Yeah,
cloth
can you
works
just-
real well.
There. Just get your nail under it.
I tried that. I guess my nails aren't long enough.
You know, I'd be willing to bet you money these are going to be nicer than what I have in my hotel room tonight.
We won't say where you're staying. You could have stayed at my house.
Yes, I could have.
All right. There's what you got right there. That's very cool.
So, so it's definitely the tool to have for drilling faucet holes. You just really,
Yeah.
you really need to have it because, once again, one error and you've more than paid for the price of that tool.
Yes, definitely. And again, you can go through 100 holes and not skate one.
Right.
You skate one and you buy a new countertop.
Yeah.
It's worth the price of that tool.
Yeah.
So that's a great little kit. So fundamentally, the beginner kit has the the brick, the sanding pads, the grinding wheels, with the snail lock on them. So really everything you need here to do just that rough cleanup work in the field.
Yes.
Now the premium kit would come with this tool and also
With this one here.
a wet tool.
Yeah.
It gives you a little bit more ability to work in the shop and in the field also.
And this, you're just going to hook the water here, and this actually pumps through the head, and this one is equipped with a ground fault breaker built right in.
And between these two packages, the one that comes just with this and the one that comes with both is one that has the Polyfox in it made by Gillespie,
Right.
which is just an animal machine.
Right. So there's 3 packages available.
3 different packages which will meet just about virtually anybody's needs. So for
Excellent.
attending your class or for just getting into the installation of stone or quartz, this is what you need. Now we have one more segment to go. We're ready to go, so we'll see you in just a minute.
Great.